Growing up, I'd always hear adults telling me to cherish my childhood and make the best out of it. Back then, I never even knew what that meant or what they were talking about. I was a very hyper child growing up. I was always jumping around and climbing on sofas or cupboards. Whether it was a climbable object or not, I would climb it nevertheless. I was having the time of my life. Maybe not so for my parents, but that didn't matter to me. And the best part is, I wasn't the only child like this. All kids have a seamless amount of energy bubbling from inside of them. And now, at the age of 16 and not as active, I realized what I didn't back then. The way those adults told me to cherish my childhood was as if they'd lost it in the process of growing up. But I'm unwilling to let go of that spontaneity I had as a little girl. That just let it be, carefree and in the moment behavior is more vital than we think it is. Now, losing my spontaneity was not a sudden occurrence, but rather a gradual process, and one which I was oblivious to for many, many years. It is that subtle theft that lots of us face without even recognizing that which was stolen from us. So, who is this little thief stealing our natural ability to be spontaneous? Well, for starters, it's not one person, but rather many. Society pushes us little by little into a box of standards and limits where we have to do dot to dot things in a particular manner. And the education system has a huge part to play in this, teaching us only to learn important subjects like science and maths, and then later on get stable jobs like a doctor or an engineer or a lawyer. And this continuous record keeps playing in our head till we're hypnotized to do something we're not meant to do, or be someone we're not meant to be. We're told to make schedules and plans and figure out way early on in life what we have to do. And this was something that had taunted me throughout my 10th leading to 11th, wherein I was the only one who hadn't figured out her future life plans. And at a point, I too succumbed to this rigid lifestyle where I'd schedule and I planned, and this was in no way good for me because this wasn't the person I was. And whenever I fell short of my scheduling, that oh my gosh, my day is messed up feeling would rise again. What rigidity does is make us creatures of habits. Whether it's a good habit or a bad habit doesn't matter. Yes, a bad habit is detrimental to you, but a good habit limits you. A more sugar-coated word for rigidity would be perfectionism, which is one of the main reasons why our generation is the only generation that has high levels of depression and anxiety in both teens and adults. We're being loaded with this unnecessary stress and pressure to build safe and stable empires for our future. So what can we do about this downhill movement? The simple solution would be to be more spontaneous. But this requires a rather complex breakdown as it's not as simple as of an answer. For some of us, being spontaneous comes off more natural. It's part of our innate nature. But there are lots of us who have gone too far into this rigidity spectrum, and so coming back to an equilibrium is like a drug addict giving up drugs. It's not as easy as it seems. So once again, we have to learn it. And it's a bit like learning to ride a bicycle. In the beginning, you're a bit wobbly, you may need training wheels. And then it comes to a point where you no longer need those training wheels. You probably use the support of your dad who pushes you while you ride it. And there will come a day when riding a bicycle is the most easiest thing to do. And it becomes a natural reflex. Nobody teaches a child to be spontaneous. It is the natural thing they just did. So being spontaneous takes time, but don't focus too much on it, like riding a cycle, lest you fall. It should be more of a flow. To be spontaneous is to be open and your most natural self. It requires a deliberate effort of being flexible. Being a person who was rigid for a long period of time, I realized nothing breaks a cycle more than unexpected and unplanned situations, like when my friends would make random plans to go outside. And I'd be in such a dilemma. This was never part of my plan. Should I go? Should I not? Which is why we need to be more spontaneous. It makes us more free and open, therefore increasing our levels of happiness. It makes us more creative. And most importantly, it helps us during dire situations, like anything that would normally throw you off, or even a midlife crisis, giving you an upper hand because you are more calm and composed, and it gives you a relaxed state of mind. But at the same time, you mustn't tip over the balance to the other end of the spectrum and become excessively impulsive and reckless. Balance is the key. So, I encourage you to explore and go with the flow of life instead of pulling against it. And I promise you, where it takes you is better than what you planned it to be. Thank you.